How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to the Cosmic Ray channel. I am your host, Cosmic Ray. Um, Today I am trying to keep it slightly open. I may feel like this is going to be one of those candle loves, type of story, but this is kind of like a mix. It's like as you can see, my higher self, I believe, is actually with me today, um, or definitely some kind of spirit, if you will. I'm actually wanted to talk about a couple different things. Usually when it gets to something like this, I just automatically go into like candle love because I can tell like the the mood is like has been switched to whatever I want to talk about. But I feel like I was supposed to be guided to be talking about other things right now, and usually like when the higher self kind of takes over, like how it is, like how the candles are right now. Usually I like to kind of jump into it. Um, Regarding the other day, let's see, right now it's like 12:34, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you guys believe in numbers and spirituality or the meanings, numbers and spirituality. Anyways, regarding the other night, if you will, um, as I was trying to go into just normal candle magic or candle love, and it kind of went into a couple different things of talking about my NASA block on YouTube, when going on live stream with the Apollo moon landing. There's like no stars, and I was mentioning, oh, the stars look beautiful. It's like my own little joke kind of thing, because like the whole, oh, it wasn't real. Like how there's no stars. Anyways, so I just want to know, I'm obviously okay. Um, Regarding the amount of energy I'm feeling or what I've been seeing, it's still kind of the same, nothing more. So it was very interesting, though. I did try to show a video earlier. It's like maybe like 3 minutes or so, kind of like a little update, which I was having problems trying to find a particular thing to be able to take two videos and merge them into one. I've done it before, but for some reason this app wasn't working. I don't know. I was having a lot of challenges with that. Anyways, like yeah, I felt I was guided to go outside, and there's this huge cloud, forming over my home slash the whole area that I live in. Like I live like in a townhome type community, and it was really big. This cloud, I've never seen cloud formation like this unless it was like gonna rain. But they, but for the forecast for the weatherman, or weather person, was seen as 95. And usually when they show you the 5 day or 7 day forecast, they show you when there's clouds and stuff. And it was no not supposed to be cloudy, definitely not anything like rain or overcast or anything like that. 95 degrees, so definitely sunny, in California. And so I was like, that was just odd. It was just weird. So I went in the house, what left like back, I don't know, like 10 minutes later, the clouds were apparently gone, and I see a huge chemtrail. Now, on the footage I had shown, it didn't look as much, but I could just tell you from face value that it was definitely, there was something there. There was something going on because it was directly over above my house. I mean, it could have been further away, and I would have mentioned anything at all, would not send any video because it could have just been random plane. It wasn't skywriting for damn sure. And chemtrails are chemtrails, and whether you believe in the chemtrail theory, that's one thing, right? But yeah, there we go. And but the fact is, over my house, that says a lot to me. That says something a little different. It stems that it could be other little, I guess, conspiracy-ish, or it lets me know that maybe I'm being watched. I don't know what that's going on or what it is, but it's just very random that it happened to be over directly above my house. And given that the flight patterns of planes when they do fly over, it was the exact opposite. It was like crossing the paths. So I just thought it was very different. I just wanted to share that really quick. I just wanted to share a couple little stories with you guys. One is, you know, when I meditate, I'm able to, and people say this happens when your Kundalini awakens, or gets activated, if you will, it becomes, sparks. Um, but when I was meditating, and also, as a shaman, or I guess in the sense, since I want to be proper urban shaman, when I do my journeys, I also do like to sit in like meditative positions. Sometimes you can lay down, sometimes you could even dance, if you will, or like in a circle, if you will. Um, anyways, so as you can tell, the higher self is confirming. But sometimes I like to just sit there and kind of like meditate, and then I start going to my journey. And sometimes I do it with music, sometimes I don't, or headphones. And when you do that, you can kind of, how do I say it? Actually, I know how to say it. I just feel weird saying it. Screw it. When you do that, you can kind of, in a sense, go back in time, if you will. And it's almost like as if it literally happened. You're like an observer. You can't really like fix something, or you can't really like, alter much or anything like that of what happened because time is already there. So it's more like you're just kind of an observer. You're just like, I guess, if you were like the astral project, and you're just watching, you're looking at stuff, you're not really touching anything. Yeah, kind of like that. There you go. And so what's happening is that I'm in meditative state, and I am viewing stuff from my past. It's like it's almost like a time travel, I guess. That's the easiest way I can explain, because like you're literally there, but you're just an observer. You're not like physically moving around, jumping up and down in a time machine, jumping out and like, oh, this must be the year something something. Nothing like that. It's like as if your memory was just like it happened like 5 minutes ago kind of thing. It was like very crisp, clear, thought. So I'm in a meditative, state of mind, and if you will, I'm like journeying back in time when I was a kid, and I start remembering stuff of like, this is like really young stuff, guys. I'm talking about being a baby and being dropped, like by my, let's just say, family members, not specific, but relatives. I love them, so if they were to see this, I don't want them to feel bad or anything. But I just wanted to let you guys know truths, as well as my higher self wants to let you know this, just in case, so that if you were to have this kind of Kundalini experience or awakening, you might be able to know certain things that goes on, or even if you journey as a shaman or urban shaman in this case, you guys kind of know what I'm talking about here. Um, but there was this time when I remember being dropped as a baby, more than once, and I don't know if this is just because old school back in the day. I mean, this is like the 80s, so I don't know if that changed anything, but usually it's like you don't really go to the hospital for certain things, and I don't know if it's because we were poor or what, but my parents weren't there and we were being watched by kids, if you will, or the eldest kid, and there's a bunch of kids in the room. And accidents happen. This isn't like I'm blaming anything, but I'm just trying to share you some experiences that I've had. And so hence, story time with Cosmic Ray. So I've been dropped a couple times, well, more than a couple times. And it was like I was literally there watching my cousin, or like watching my relatives, and I mean, it was like even family members and stuff too that that did that by accident, and I don't remember going to the hospital or anything, for stuff like that. And fast forward, because I can know that when traumatic events happen, things can awaken inside, and stuff could happen to you. So I just want to kind of share my story. I want to go into another story right now. So story number 2. This was a part of I don't know what you want to call it, regarding like a dream, if you will. So I was young enough to be in a bunk bed, and my older brother was on the bottom bunk, and I was on the top bunk. Now keep in mind, this is old school, so this isn't like how things are now. It's a little bit more safe, conditions. What we had was a bunk, and I think the mattress was like space. It had like space themes. Ironic, right? So me being cosmic, right? But it was like a space theme, so it's also generic. So I'm sure like everyone who had a bunk bed probably had one of these things. But it was like a wooden bunk bed, but the bed, mattresses, whatever, were like spacey type of feeling. And we had a top bunk. There's like one wood beam, or whatever you want to call it, plank or whatever, that like blocks. So if I were to sleep right here, and if I roll, it would hit this, right? So it'd be okay. But then one side would be like nothing. So obviously, back in the day, we'd put the bunk bed up to a wall. So obviously the part that doesn't have the wood beam, it's just the wall. If I were to roll, I'd be okay, unless I was rolling into something crazy and try to roll off, right? Well, uh, you can probably already know where the story's heading. So one day, my brother and I were moving things around, and I was old enough to kind of, still try to help him. I mean, my brother was, 11 years older than me. He was strong, I would say, and he would work out, and like old school weights, the little like plastic, like the cement inside, the skinnier bar, not the universal bar, but the skinny bar, and we're moving things around. So like it got to be to a point where I think I was a little bit older. I think I was gone on kindergarten, so maybe like first, maybe second grade ish. Um, anyways, and or maybe third grade. I don't know. I think I was still young, but anyways, so we're moving the beds and or the bed, the bunk bed, and we moved it. So it got to be to a point where it was kind of inconvenient. Once we moved it, we're like, kind of tired. My brother using most of his strengths, like, come on, do we have to move it? We're getting older now, blah, blah, blah. So the wood beam now is at the wall where the other side is off, and, we're like, oh, okay, everything's cool. And I've been sleeping there for quite some time, so everything is good. But as you guys know, cosmic surfers and my cosmic family, that, I've had night terrors and whatnot, and who knows how maybe this could have stemmed from me having bad accidents as a kid. I don't know. And but I will say that I had a dream, and in this dream, I was falling. I mean, from what I remember, it was just a horrible dream, and I was falling in this dream. That's whatever happened before wasn't necessarily important. You don't really need to know that. It's not important. What is important is I was falling. In this dream, I was falling so fast, and it just seemed like I was falling. I might as well could have been from outer space. I mean, I know that's not the case, but let's just say, like, it just felt like forever. I mean, whatever joke you want to put in to whatever movie or anything you've seen of someone falling and they're just like waiting, they're like, okay, I thought I'd die by now. Yeah. So in this dream, I kept falling and falling and falling, and it just feel like forever. I was like, whoa, kind of falling and falling, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, something from the dream state of mind, of falling to reality of actually waking up. I was falling in real life. And when I was like, whoa, in the dream, like, oh, and I woke myself up somehow. I don't know what happened, but within milliseconds, now the bar's like this and the weight's like this, right? So the bar is like, and these weights are still thick, cement weights. And as I fell, and I was falling in the dream like whoa, like for like one full second, maybe a half a second, my eyes opened up and I was awake, literally awake from the dream, falling, not even recognize, oh my god, this is real, my dream. And all of a sudden, oh, bam, in my on my right side of my forehead. I wouldn't be able to show you anyways because as I got older, the scars started getting like, I don't want to say smaller. I don't know. Maybe I just grew, and then from wherever the scar was, I can't explain it. But let's just say Harry Potter ink got blank on me when it came to that scar on my forehead, and if you see it in real life, you can see the indent on there, and it's above my right eyebrow. And when that happened, it's like, and like I fell, and I hit it in my head, and that was the first time I've ever been like knocked out in my life. And my brother, during that time, at least where he tells the story, is that all he hears like a and something being hit, and that's it. And like he woke up from whatever he was dreaming or sleeping or whatever, and he all he said is that he heard just like and like something fell. Now in my dream, I was like falling, and then like for a half second, I woke up and I stared at the weight as it hit my forehead. I was like, and I was out. Um, so you think, oh, okay. So what did the doctor say? Well, we didn't go to the doctor. Um, I don't know if it was just because my brother and I were scared, the repercussions. Um, my parents heard the story, but they were like more of, well, I'm awake, and I'm alive. I'm able to know what numbers are what. You can do the normal test. How many fingers I'm holding up, kind of thing, and and I was okay. So back in the day, it wasn't like everyone's very worried on concussions, obviously. it was okay to, bump heads during football, crack helmets, crack skulls, stick marks. So, so that, it was okay. So for me to hit that, and, of course I was like, oh yeah, check me out. I'm so tough, blah, blah, blah. And I was, and, when I woke up, I was crying, I thought, and, and that was it. Right. So not much else to tell you in the story, you know, just besides that, so nothing crazy. I have another story I wanted to share with you guys, and my apologies. I don't I'm not good on theatrics besides what you see right now. But as some of you may have shared, I am part Japanese, as well as other things, Native American being the other major part. Um, However, other things as well. And so one day while I was in Japan, uh, I've been in Japan, luckily enough, a couple different times. So during this time, I don't know the exact age, so my apologies. I know the last time I was in Japan, I was a freshman in high school, and now I'm way much older, so it's been a long time. So I can't remember if this was when I was even younger, went to Japan, or if I was a freshman in high school. I think this was actually when I was a lot younger, to be honest. We would visit my obachan, my grandma, and she was in the hospital, just kind of like I guess a nursing home. I don't know the way to explain it. I just remember it as a hospital for older people. That's just basically how I remembered it. I don't remember there being like activities or anything like that. I just remember being a hospital format. All the ladies look like nurses at a hospital, but I know it wasn't like a normal hospital. We had to go and be on train for like a long time, and then riding on a bus for like a long time, and it was just very random. And every time I see in this like industrial area, I would see random things happen, kind of like as if you were watching like The Grudge or something, or some of those the old school Japanese films or something. And it was just I would see things like happen, along the way there, but my mind was just, we'll just chalk it up to imagination for now. Um, but I will say that when I was in the Japanese hospital, now I know this is kind of like um, bad to say, but just for whatever reason, I'm just trying to like just move the story along. My mom felt that, and I felt, and everyone actually felt that we were safer in Japan than any other place. And even though that bad things could happen anywhere, at anyone at any given time, we felt very safe. As if you wouldn't have to lock a door. You would be just fine. And there were still crazy people in Japan, and it was just we felt safe. So the reason why I say that is that my mom would let me go to the bathroom by myself, and it would be like down the hall, to the right, to the left, up this corridor, down this corridor, go to the bathroom, come out, go to this corridor, and then she knew that even if I got lost, I could ask any Japanese person, and they would just guide me back to my grandma's place, or grandma's room, that she was with other people. Let's just say it was that kind of safe, and whatever that means to you, whatever. So I had to, use the restroom. So one day, I am, walking in the corridor, and trying to go around, and I would see Japanese nurses, or at least I would think they were nurses. Oh shit. So I would go, to the restroom, and I would see some things, and then I would just chalk it up as in, imagination running wild. Um, and I knew this is one of those things you don't talk to, my mom about, because it's one of those, imagination kind of things. So I would see things. I would see apparitions. I would see crazy things that you would think of, like either yokais or Japanese scary women. I guess that's the easy way to explain. The long hair, white pale face. The This is how I knew like shit was real in Japan. I knew like whatever ghost story you can tell me in America, it was nothing compared to what I would see in Japan. Like nothing would compare. Um, and So I would, I went to the bathroom, and didn't really see too much besides hearing voices, of things in the bathroom, creepy things, um, and speaking to me in Japanese. Uh, but that wasn't really the important part. The important part was I would go up to nurses, ask for help, and they would pull down their white masks, and something would be there, and I would run away. And there'd be another time where I would actually have nice Japanese women, instructing me. And then when I would go back, and I would ask, because I could see their name, and they would say no, that that person, um, you know, doesn't work here. And I'm like, well, okay. I'm like, well, that's just their name. They're like, no, 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 you didn't see that person. I'm like, that's impossible. I'm like, well, why? Well, this person, no longer works here because they passed on. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess you're right. I guess I didn't see them. Maybe I read the name wrong. You know, whatever the case. Because when it comes to that, I try to pay attention because we like to kind of give credit where credit's due. So, if it was one of those things where I'm like, hey, mom, so and so help me, like Yuki, help me, and she would go and talk to like the manager, and would say something along the lines of, hey, this person's very good, they help my son who's American, and he's half and he doesn't understand certain things, so thank you so much for your help, and we would go to those lengths and saying thank you. It's just gratitude is very, very, very important for us. So I would have that happen. And so no, nothing crazy. I don't have like another anything too much to tell you on that respects. The ghost story, if you will. But it was just something I just wanted to share with you guys. Um, and yeah, so that's just really something um, that I wanted to share. As you can tell, the candles like ceased to do um, a lot of crazy things because I just really wanted to share this experience, not necessarily get into my higher self. And no offense, higher self, I love you. And if there are any spirits in this room, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm always very appreciative and helpful for guidance, and to show the viewers my truths when I speak to you, and that there is life beyond. So I just wanted to throw that out there too. So I just wanted to kind of just let you guys know, and just give you a quick video about this. Sorry, not quick. So I just want to say thank you, Cosmic family, Cosmic Surfers out there. I appreciate your help, your love, and your support. If you do, like, anything that I'm providing to you guys, or you guys want to see more, let me know in the comment section. Please, be sure to like and subscribe, so at least I know that you do like the content I'm bringing to you, that I can bring you more of this type of content. And if you don't want to miss out on new content, feel free to, hit this, hit the notification button, so I can go ahead and be sure to send everything, from me onto you guys. So thank you, Cosmic family, Cosmic Surfers. I appreciate your help and support. And yeah, so thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Arigato and namaste.